Don Toliver's new album is finally here, and this time he's brought a whole new sound. In this video, we're going to look at all the secrets behind the beats on the project. Don split the album into 4 discs, and Tore Up is on disc 1. The sound is very heavy metal inspired, and that also goes for the cover art and music videos where Don is going for a biker gang aesthetic. Now of course, heavy metal is all about guitars. On Tore Up, they sampled this super low-key, unreleased song. However, they put their own guitars on top of it to make it sound more distorted and gritty. I started by playing a simple 2-chord progression using power chords. The processing is even more important, which includes a distorted guitar amp, compressor, an EQ, taking out some of the high end, leaving room for our next layer. And that is a lead melody. Again, I processed it with a distorted amp, leaving us with something like this. Now for the drums, we first sped up the sample and added a simple hi-hat, snare, and open hat. The triplet bounce that you can hear with those hats also appears on Bandit. If you want to see how to make something like that, check out this video. Second to last, we have a punchy 808 and synth bass, both from Waves. Before finally, I wanted to add an element from this song on disc 1. The piano melody is haunting and fits perfectly on top of what we have. Next, we have disc 2 with my standout song being Glock. It has this super melodic, soulful sample and takes inspiration from Cash Cobain's sexy drill sound with the drums. To make something similar, I started by looking on Waves for a sample. They have the best collection of high quality samples from the industry's top sample makers. This is what sets them apart from all the other sites. All I did was select soul and R&B and keys in our criteria, and this sample was on the first page. You can even get the stems, making it easier to flip the sample exactly how you want. So I took out the bass and reversed the vocals, leaving us with this. If you want to check out Waves, hit the link below and use the code LONER for 25% off your first month. Now the bounce on these beats is much more simple than traditional drill beats. The hi-hats and perks often sound like this. Then to finish it off, I added a synth bass and stomp. On disc 3, there's some great songs, one of those being New Drop. It has this pulsating chord progression that sets a dark melodic backdrop for Don, something like this. Next, I want to take some elements from Deep in the Water. It has these lead sounds that use a sort of call and response effect. I used some one-shots from Waves to make something similar. Then I wanted to add some textures inspired by Purple Rain. Metro, Zaytoven, and Honorable C Note added a bunch of melodic layers, always giving new ear candy for the listener. I grabbed 2 accents from Waves, leaving us with this. And to take inspiration from the only other song on disc 3, Backstreets, I added an arpeggiated version of the chords using a guitar. For the drums, I think the song we can learn the most from is Deep in the Water. The bounce is very jittery and uses some interesting techniques. Now the main part of it is the relationship between the hats and the clap. I put down these patterns for both using a delay on the hi-hat. Normally, I wouldn't have a clap hitting anywhere near as much as this, but messing with the velocities makes it work. And finally, I added a synth bass and kick. Last but not least, we have disc 4, with a standout track for me being Inside featuring Travis Scott.
Ain't a time that I'm not outside, I don't realize that I should be inside.
Again, I started with the stems of a sample from Waves, however, I wanted to really flip it. First, the main sound on Inside is very warped and detuned, so I added 2 tape effects to give it a similar sound. Then I chopped it up. On the song, the chords don't hit straight away, and then they'll cut out again soon after. This leaves room for other elements and the artist. Then other elements come in, filling the gaps. Next, to start the drums, I chopped up an acoustic hi-hat loop from Waves. Then added a simple kick and snare pattern. And finished it off with a dark synth bass that you can hear all over the project, including on HARDSTONE National Anthem.